Hello each person and welcome again to the Not Unusual Sense Crypto channel. As with you constantly, that is Rich doing every other video today on XRP. So I hope you're all having a great day nowadays, wherever you're on this exquisite, splendid global we. I'm going to talk about XRP and I'm going to exchange it up a bit. It's Sunday afternoon. I'm going to take you down memory lane and show you occasions that lead as much as we're in. We're nowadays on this day in 2019. That is what Trump said approximately. Bitcoin, take attention to. Steve Mnuchin, as the president, has said, Bitcoin is highly risky and primarily based on theory. We're worried, approximately the speculative nature of Bitcoin, and will make certain that the USA financial device is protected from fraud. Now, do you actually think Trump thinks otherwise about Bitcoin in 2025? I definitely do not think so. Even if they have been buying burgers at that burger joint, Trump did not look enthusiastic at all. He even says, I were given to meet with those people over here, because he desired to break out from the ones human beings he's seen it. As something this is gradual, you could have paid for mills tons quicker with cash or a debit card than you can with Bitcoin. He also went on to mention this as nicely. Take a listen. Cryptocurrencies, together with Bitcoin, had been exploited to support billions of greenbacks of illicit pastime, like cybercrime, tax evasion, extortion, ransomware, illicit tablets, human trafficking. Many gamers have tried to apply cryptocurrencies to fund their malign behavior. That is indeed a countrywide security trouble. The USA has been at the forefront of regulating entities that provide cryptocurrency weed, cannot allow virtual asset carriers to operate within the shadows, and could now not tolerate the usage of the cryptocurrencies and guide of illicit activities. And he became calling for guidelines returned. Then additionally in 2019, but then Steve Mnuchin went on to say this, right here, and it sounds lots like Brad Garlinghouse talking. And others, just like the ECB, the BA level playing field, do the new policies choose conventional banks perhaps inside the equal way? No, that is supposed to be a level playing field, whether you are MoneyGram or you are a financial institution or you're an internet or you're PayPal. This is supposed to be a degree playing PCE area. And once more, what we do inspire, and there may be been quite a few monetary innovation far away from traditional banks for digital payment systems. Masses of people use digital payment systems in greenbacks very efficiently. And you already know we will keep to support those sports. We need ERA to adapt. While he says level playing field now to procure to recall Ripple become assembly on the White House again, then a whole lot of communicate changed into occurring backstage, however. Who is Steve Mnuchin? He's the Secretary of the Treasury and in charge of the US's sweeping sanctions, inclusive of the Magnin ACT. He became a member of The Secret, the name of the game society, Cranium and Bones at Yale, went into enterprise with George Soros, 15 years at Goldman Sachs. What should go incorrect? He became operating to push us into the digital age back in 2018-2019. Now, here he is. Now, in 2024, former Treasury Secretary Mnuchin is placing collectively an investment group to buy TikTok. This comes just sooner or later after America House passed a bill that may reason a for-sale Mnuchin become additionally in the back of Ultimate Week's $1 billion, making investment in New York Community Bank. So this guy is still making big moves, and he's still round because he has ties to the elites. That's what I think is going on. And don't forget, returned in 2020 these days, the digital dollar is being mentioned for stimulus. Mnuchin building narrative. All of us, even today, thinks that once the subsequent crisis takes place, they are going to push authorities stimulus, but it will come in the form of digital dollars. And I assume that is what's going to guide us additionally into the virtual financial device. However, lower back then in 2019, he says he does now not anticipate as the difficulty virtual dollar in the subsequent 5 years, however. Unquote. End quote. Here we're now in 2025, and I think everything is lining up for us to move into the virtual dollar. I understand Trump stated we are not going to have central bank digital currency, but we don't have any choice. The rest of the arena is getting into the virtual age, and the United States isn't going to be left behind. Now that is from Ripple Swell back in 2019. Take a concentrate to MoneyGram CEO Alexander Holtz. What he had to say. Banks themselves and central banks sluggish, the go with the flow of funds down. So every person in this room to a large degree are looking to determine out methods to hurry that up. And I suppose the undertaking with that is which you're sort of preventing against those forces which might be pronounced we have no hobby in dashing it up. And I suppose all the news that has come out, and sort of the demanding situations with Libra and some of the other things which can be occurring, I suppose is reflective of that proper. What's ironic about it in some respects is that blockchain proper is in idea greater obvious than anything else. But it is the most feared issue that has ever happened, blockchain changed into, definitely feared, with the aid of the banks, returned in 2019, and no person wanted to push forward toward real-time payments back then. This is also why, I suppose, Ripple got tied up with the SEC in December of 2020. They had been moving so speedy back then, but now the Rippleverse SEC instances coming to an end. Stop, and I even assume Trump is here to go away, US, into the digital age. He desires to make the US a large crypto hub, and he desires innovation to push in advance, like by no means earlier than Reminder. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and David Schwartz met with President Trump, returned in 2018. You see it on the calendar. Both David Schwartz and Brad Garling residents met with Trump, returned then on August 20th, 2018. What do you think they talked about lower back then? Then it was a month later, US Treasury having assembly with Brad Garlinghouse. Ripple CEO, October 3rd. It absolutely came about in October. In December of that identical year is whilst we were tied up with the SEC and the crash on XRP happened, and it shook lots of humans out of XRP. And that case, nevertheless, lingered all of the manner up till now. And now we are expecting the brand new SEC chair to wrap up that case once and for all. And that makes experience beforehand of FedNow going live in March. Keep in mind a former Ripple board member, Ken Kurson, who became pardoned by means of Trump his friends with Jared Kushner, who's pro-crypto. Trump's son in regulation now, affirmation that Trump met with this summer season in San Francisco makes feel, if Trump might want to aid crypto companies which can be situated within the United States. Ken's timing for joining the Ripple board changed into usually thrilling to me, as nicely he joined the Ripple board January 20th, 2017, or it is whilst Trump went to the White House. Lower back then he joined February 2017. You spot the way it all comes together. It's like portions of the puzzle that have been installed region lower back then, and its main US in which we're nowadays now. Consider Ripple. Met with Trump in the summer season of 2024. Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse and co-founder Chris Elson are set to ride here. At the 8th annual FinTech conference, hosted via the Federal Reserve Bank of Philadelphia, it will take vicinity on October 22nd. And October 23rd that changed into closing 12 months when they met with Trump within the summer of Ultimate YR. Now this makes a hell of a number of more feel these days. Ripple CEO Brad Garling residents met Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago, says strong start to 2025. So what do you think is going to take place next when proper returned wherein we were in 2017 and 2018? In my opinion, I think Trump knows what is coming subsequent. This has all been deliberated. Out years ago, long before any maximum humans got into XRP, this became building out returned. Then you definitely recognize, I just talked to someone on X the other day, and that they said they regret getting in to crypto, this overdue in the sport. And he notioned I was being sarcastic. And I stated at the least, you beat the establishments here. But I really intended that changed into a good aspect, you will beat the establishments. Right here now, everything, I just confirmed you how the whole lot is building up till the fact that we are at today. What do you suspect goes to happen subsequent? We're going to get institutional adoption, we're going to get crypto rules, we're going to get a clear course ahead for crypto inside the United States. That Rippleverse SEC case goes to come to give up, in my opinion, earlier than FedNow even, goes stay. We are also going to get a statement of a virtual dollar. They're maximum probable now going to call it a strong coin. Too many people awakened to CBDC. They understand what a central bank digital currency is. But in the event that they call it a virtual dollar solid coin, 99% of human beings outside of crypto aren't even going to recognize what the hell this is. They're just going to assume it's a virtual greenback, not a CBDC, due to the fact we were placed on this course years ago. And Ripple has strong ties to Donald Trump now. I additionally showed you how Trump looked at Bitcoin back then, and I additionally don't assume his mind changed. Approximately Bitcoin. I don't think we are ever going to look that Bitcoin, save it would not advantage every unmarried American citizen. Its simplest advantages bag holders, XRP, transferring the dollar around the sector in a remember of seconds for pennies on the dollar. That advantages every unmarried American citizen. That strengthens the USA dollar, and that being implemented very brief at a time like this will also bring down inflation. Now, consider Donald Trump. also receives rid of the Fed, and we go to a gold naked Forex that would additionally be a recreation changer. He also can eliminate the taxes on American-made cryptocurrencies, and Ripple could virtually skyrocket. XRP might hit numbers we may want to only dream about due to the fact people might come from every direction to invest into American-made cryptocurrencies. If there's no capital gains tax on the one's cryptocurrencies, this would also advantage XLM and HBAR, and a few others, but this is where we're at in the game proper now. It is like watching a movie play out. We have been transferring mana too rapid in 20192020. Things we're getting. Way out of hand, the banks failed to love it. That they had a gradual ripple down Trump's back. The people want real-time bills. It all makes experience. Or perhaps maybe my idea isn't what it must be. Positioned it inside the remark segment down below. However, from what I'm seeing, we're approximately to experience the most important freaking run on XRP we've ever seen, and flipping Bitcoin's marketplace cap, it really is a given at this point in my opinion. I suppose it really is going to appear in 2025, but allow me realize what your mind.